What's going on, Geminites? Welcome back to the channel. If you want to know why there haven't been any reviews lately, it's because of this. I've been reading the Death Note manga. This is the all-in-one edition. I was into this book, and as you can see, it's a lot of content. So let's go ahead and do a non-spoiler review on Death Note. Before we get started, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and hit the like. A lot of people recommended me to read this manga because I was really into Berserk. I started dabbling a little bit. I read Akira. I started a little bit of Vinland Saga. So a lot of you guys were saying I should jump into Death Note. I really like Death Note. This is, like I said, a manga. It's black and white. You read it from right to left. I do kind of wish that I got the hardcovers instead of this all-in-one edition, because it was a little tough to read this thick, compact little book. You have two aspects here. You have what's called a Shinigami, which is kind of like a demon. That's from the Shinigami realm, which is like a limbo type of area. And they have these death notes. Now, it's their job to write names in the death notes, and whatever name they write, that person dies. They can write specifically, or if they just write a name, the person just dies from a heart attack. Well, the thing is that these Shinigami, they don't really do their job, because if this person starts writing names, all the other Shinigami are like,
man, look at this guy working so hard. What are you working for? It doesn't matter.
So they kind of don't do their job. They just hang out in limbo and they gamble and they just, whatever, hang out. Now, they actually can peer into the human world. They have this kind of globe type of thing, and they can look down, and one of the Shinigami, Ryuk, he drops his notebook in Earth on purpose just to kind of see what happens. Now, the notebooks have a series of rules attached to them on things that you can and can't do and how the notebook works. Anyway, our main character, his name is Light Yagami. He finds the notebook on Earth, and he figures out if you write in it a person's name, that person will die. So he decides that he's going to make the world a better place by killing all of the major criminals of the world. He kind of watches the news. He gets their face and their name, because you need both. He writes it down, and they die of heart attacks. And eventually, pretty quickly actually, word starts to spread that the Kira, or the Kita, is back. Or the Kita is here to enforce swift justice on the humans. So Light is with it. He's like, okay, I'll be Kita, which I guess while watching the anime, it's taken from the American word killer, so the killer, right? They look at it like a holy kind of thing. And then you have, obviously, the law, who's like, what is going on? Who is the person that's killing all these criminals? So a task force is put together, and this detective, who goes by the name L, he decides that he wants to take on this case. He wants to solve the mystery on who is Kita. And that's kind of the gist of our story. Now, what you kind of find out in reading this is that it's kind of harder to get away with this than you thought. Because right away you can tell, okay, these broadcasts were only in this region of the world, or it only happens at this time of the day. So what you basically get here is an intellectual thriller. It's not your typical manga that's like high-flying action and all this crazy Dragon Ball Z type of stuff. It's not like that at all. It's kind of more like a crime story. And you have L versus Light, or Kita, and it's trying to figure out who can best who. How can Kita get away with killing these people and forming this perfect world that he envisions, and how can L catch the killer? A lot of stuff happens in between. Some other people get a hold of the notebook, and more Shinigami come. Other notebooks get involved. It's very intense. A lot of the chapters, I found myself like, what's going on, what's happening? It's fast paced, and then you get to the next chapter and you want to put it down, but you're like, man, I gotta keep going. It's definitely a good read. I'm glad that I read it. I only watched the first 2 episodes of the anime, and it was really good, but I just felt like I was rereading this again, and I didn't really feel like going through all the anime. But I definitely enjoyed Death Note. I thought it was a cool premise. It had a cool ending. I like the main character, Light. He's such an arrogant, cocky, smart young kid. We meet him in high school and through college, and then post college. And the supporting cast, I think, were enjoyable. You always kind of want to know, how is he going to get away with it, or how is he going to get caught? So you're constantly in this like struggle. And it's intense, man. All right, let's flip through the Death Note all-in-one edition. You have this little slipcase that it comes in. Ryuk, the Shinigami, on the side and on the back. Here's a little book, like a little phone book. You do read it from right to left. Before each chapter, you pretty much have... Oh, here's the beginning. You pretty much have a set of rules for the Death Note. So the meeting of Ryuk and Light. Here's L. So at first L, he won't show his face because he figures out pretty quickly that Kira needs your face and your name in order to kill you. So L is very smart, man. You can only see the Shinigami if you're the one touching the notebook. So here's him in front of his dad, who works for the Japanese police department task force. And obviously, Light doesn't want his father to find out. So here you go, like the fourth set of rules for the Death Note. I'll just flip through here a little bit. So here is, this is what L looks like. His name is Ryugami, I believe it is. And he's like a weird kid. And you realize that everybody who ever kind of gets tasked to crack this mystery, they're a little off. You know, they're a little socially awkward. I guess like a genius type. It was Light. So yeah, is Light evil like this, or does he want to do the right thing? I mean, he is killing a lot of people, but he's pretty much only killing bad people. But then it's kind of like you start killing people that are just getting in your way, that may not necessarily be criminals. So, I mean, it's a gray area to begin with, but it gets like super gray around that time. See, then you start to get other characters. Other Shinigamis come into play. Because I don't want to spoil too much here and talk about who that is. Yeah, but I like the artwork. I mean, once you start flipping a couple pages, you don't notice the black and white. I think you get super used to reading right to left. That's not an issue for me whatsoever. Here, this is the thing that the Shinigami can use to look into the human world. Yes, you have some action scenes, but majority of the book is not action. It's mind games between L and Light. L and Kira. So that's it, guys. So I appreciate you guys recommending Death Note. I know there's some other recommendations you guys have been giving me for manga. Like, I did read book 1 of Vinland Saga, and while I did enjoy it, it didn't hook me as much as like Berserk did or Death Note. I do have the first book of Vagabond. Maybe I'll try to jump into that as far as the manga stuff, or any other recommendations you guys could leave in the comments below. Let me know what you guys think about Death Note. You could buy this all-in-one edition. I mean, I only bought it for $20 off Amazon because I didn't know if I was going to like this or not, but I wish I would have got like the hardcover set. I think there's like maybe like 6 books or something in the hardcover set. There's a box set out there. But, yeah, man, so that's it for Death Note. Like I said, make sure to hit that subscribe button for daily content. Hit the notification bell. Hit the like button. Stay minty fresh. Peace.